part 3 with this series of stretches. It's going to be for the upper body. Now here I have a rope, very useful for many different kinds of stretching. If you don't have a rope, you can use many other things. An example would be a piece of hose, a tie that's long enough, or a belt. What's not so good is a solid bar like a broom handle, because it's not so gentle on the wrists. And the other thing that people ask me is if those stretch bands are useful. And I say no, they're good, but it's better to have a fixed length. The elastic will stretch and you won't get as deep of a stretch. Now, if you don't have one of these ropes, one that we're going to do is going to bring your arms backwards to open up the chest and shoulder area. And I'm doing it right here, which is good. It's just going to be a little bit different with the rope. Another one we do is with the arms out front, which can be done, but I like to use the rope. So let's start with the rope. If you would like one of these ropes for yourself, I have made a video and have uploaded it to my YouTube channel called Centered Fitness, CENTERED, as in Centered Fitness. And the name of the video is How to Make a Fitness Rope. So let's begin. One of the best stretches using a rope or even a towel, as I said before, belt, tie, hose, is this one right here. It's a great stretch for shoulders and chest, and it balances what we have nowadays with our society, which is shoulders rounded forward and head bowed forward. Whether you're driving or sitting or playing video games or checking your phone, we are a lot during our day with shoulders rounded forward. So this is going to help balance your spine, because if we're like this, what's happening is a lot of the weight is now being put on the muscles, and you will change your spine, making it weaker. If you want to think of some words, follow this: ears above shoulders, shoulders above hips, hips above knees, knees above ankles. If you're not in this position, you are changing your spine. Okay? Now the first thing you have to do with this is you need to find the correct length that you're feeling a stretch. Right now I feel the stretch, but I can go a little bit closer. So what you can do is wrap 2 fingers and check it. Okay, if that's not good enough, maybe wrap the whole hand. Once you're decided on the proper length, we can start. I like to have my knees always bent to protect my spine. With the knees bent, it minimizes the arc. Okay, it's very easy to arc too much if your legs are straight. So knees are bent. And also bend your elbows a little bit so that there's not so much stretch on the inside of the elbow. So I've chosen this as my correct length. So we're going to start arms up here and try and stay as relaxed as you can with the breathing. My knees are bent, and I'm going to move my arms until they are parallel to the ground. You should stop here, because moving any farther brings the shoulder in an incorrect position, which could eventually damage. So staying right here, and I suggest at least half a minute or longer to get a really good stretch. Okay, knees are bent, elbows bent, breathing relaxed. Okay, so that's the first stretch. And back up. And relax. Okay, now the next one is for the muscles between your shoulder blades. So what I'll do usually Here I've wrapped twice around each hand, and I have locked the rope in place with my thumb. And here's my position. Now I can start somewhere in the middle and only do one loop, and it's the same thing. Some people have difficulty with the first time, so maybe I can zoom in. If you can see, I have one wrap and my thumb or my hands is locking the rope in place. And again, a loop, and I lock in place. Okay. So with this stretch, you're imagining the arms as one unit. My wrist is not bending, my elbows are not bending. And I am pushing is probably the better word, pushing my hands against the rope, and I can feel my shoulder blades butterflying outwards. And the muscles between my shoulder blades are stretching. This is also a strengthening. It's kind of a combination of stretch and strengthen. And you want to hold this position for 15 to 20 seconds. And then relax. A really nice stretch for the muscles at the back. Now, another good stretch you can do with this rope, I've done this with the first part of the spine, but it's nice to also do this with a rope. So I'm fairly close, my palms are facing each other. I'm going to put my arms above my head, biceps are by my ears, knees are bent, and I'm going to do a lateral flexion. I'm going to move sideways. And I try to let my left hip move outwards. So I look like half moon, which is what this position is called in yoga. I'm pushing straight up with the bottom arm to minimize compression on this side. And I'm also pushing up with my upper arm because it's what's helping me keep tall. It's what's helping hold my body in this position. Okay, come on back up. Relax if you need to. And then we need to do the same thing, other side. So again, remember, point the bottom arm straight up to minimize compaction and compression on that left side. Keep loose. And the upper arm also has to pull straight up. And you'll feel a nice stretch right here, all the way down into the hips. And it's also great for your spine. Come back up and relax. The next one is a really good stretch for triceps, and it also does a lot of work on the shoulders. The rope may or may not be necessary. It depends what you need to do. You need to be able to connect your hands. Okay, if you cannot, you can use the rope as an extension of your hands so that they can still connect. So let's put the rope on our left shoulder. Stance is firm but soft. Okay, I've grabbed the rope as high as I can. And my right arm is going to come straight up. Once it's by the ear, then I'll bend at the elbow and grab the rope as close as I can, and eventually you might be able to reach. If you're someone who can reach already, you don't need the rope. Or maybe the first time use the rope just to warm everything up, stretch everything, and then continue a second time without the rope. Very important thing I like to recommend is when you're done, you can hold this for about 30 seconds. When you're done, let that back arm down very slowly, because a lot of stretching has happened in this part of the shoulder, and it's much more gentle to move the arm down slowly. Okay, give a few seconds if you need to relax everything. And then we have to balance on the other side. You might find you have a difference between one side and the other. Starting off the same way, grab the rope. Other arm straight up, bend at the elbow. And then grab the rope with your hands as close as possible. And holding this position likewise as the other side for about 30 seconds. If you do find an imbalance, by that I mean one side is more flexible than the other, I suggest you spend more time on the less flexible side. Maybe do twice on the less flexible side and once on the more flexible side. And you will eventually come close to a balance or be balanced. Again, remembering, let that back arm come down very slowly. Okay? And the last one in this section for upper body, it's going to be a little bit for the shoulders, but mainly for this area. The one that many people know is I'm going to put my right elbow on the inside of my left elbow, and I'm going to bring my right arm backwards using my left arm. Okay? And this is a fairly comfortable stretch, so you can hold it. Repositioning if you need to. And the same thing for the other side. So now the outside of the left elbow is going to go inside the right elbow and pulling the left arm closer to the chest using your right arm. And my stance is firm but soft. And I try to stick connected to my breathing. Okay, now a little bit more advanced. May or may not be possible for you depending on your flexibility. I'll wrap my elbows and then I'll bring forearms up and I'll connect my right palm with my left fingers. Feeling a nice deep stretch right here and also in both shoulders. I have an imbalance with this stretch. This way is much easier for me to get into than if I do the same thing on the opposite. I'll move closer so you can see. So I'm getting my left elbow inside my right elbow, and then I bring my forearms up, rotating this wrist, connecting left palm with the right fingers, and here is my stretch position. And staying here for about 30 seconds, and then releasing.